Hey YouTube, this is Nashtaters, and welcome back to one of the episodes of War of the Visions in which I will be thanking the community and the viewership and YouTube in general very much. Today is going to be a 500 subscriber special video, and I'm going to be talking about quite a bit of what's going on with this channel and of course all the thank you, and I can't say thank you enough. And if you're a beginning player or you're a beginning watcher of my channel, please hit the subscribe button to help this channel grow even faster. My goal is try to get 1,000 subscribers now because that's the next big milestone. And I think in order to really show you guys appreciation what I've been doing, I want to go ahead and talk about all the equipment, the hardware, the software that I've been using to make this channel where it is today. And I'm also going to do a bloopers reel, if you will, to show you all the different things that's going on behind the scenes of all the videos that I've been making for you guys. So obviously, as you can see, I'm wearing my headphones, which is what I use when I'm editing my videos. And it's not one of those expensive headphones. It's pretty good though. I don't even remember the brand. Let me check it out. Audio Technica is probably one of those cheap headphone brands, but it gets the job done. And that's all that really matters. As you can see, I have my microphone here. And looks like it is a DSCHLZY, and overall it's not a bad one either. And for me, I don't think I'm at the point where I need to get a super expensive microphone, because I think this one does its job just fine. And obviously I got my digital cam, and that one is a Logitech, and supposedly is the best for streaming. And ideally, that's kind of the one thing I really want to emphasize in the future, is try to get more streams out there. Right now I'm going to do once per week, but maybe after 2020, I'll try to maybe do I don't know, 2 a week. I guess it also depends on any future games I want to cover for this channel. I attempted to add other games onto this channel, and so far they were pretty duds, right? They were pretty bad, and there hasn't really been a big title that I really wanted to cover. Now obviously GI, and for those of you who don't like that game, you know, I understand, but that game did have a lot of potential. But honestly, I just couldn't keep up with that game because of the fact that it's not very mobile friendly, at least for me, because my phone won't be able to handle it. But behind the scenes, I also like to eat a lot of Frank's hot sauce. Well, because first off, I love hot sauce, and second off, it has my name on it, even though the companies are not sponsoring me. But yeah, it's a really good hot sauce, by the way. You can't really go wrong with it. And the next thing, which is my most recent purchase, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is a Neewer. Crazy name. It's a Neewer. I got this on a pretty good deal. It's a little one of those little LED, LCD, LED something. Basically, I use it for streaming purposes, or sometimes if it's really dark in this room, I use it to kind of shine on my handsome face, obviously, so you guys can get a better look. Now my keyboard is a Corsair. It's one of those you know, ones of those that make a lot of flashy lights, even though I turned that option off. But it has very good what's the word here, very good, it makes a lot of sounds. It makes a lot of clicking when you type, but it's very good for gaming. And I got it because I was playing World of Warcraft, and I needed a keyboard that can function as a sort of a gamer's keyboard. But now, more or less, I kind of just use it for normal usage. I also have a Corsair mouse. And this one, I think, I forgot the name of it as well. But it's pretty good. It has all these little keys on the side. So I use it to, again, the purchase. Actually, I didn't buy this. My friend gave it to me. So shout out to him for hooking me up with it. It's really good for, like, MMOs. And it's very ergonomic, I guess is the word, for your hands, so you don't get like fatigue. And my lovely towel that I use to, I guess, hold my wrist while I'm playing on the mouse. I had one of those little beanbag type of things that I used to use, but it kind of like propped too high and it kind of hurt my wrist. So I just simply make a towel, I fold it up, and it does the job fine. And as for software, I use the VSDC editor for videos. And so far, it doesn't have a lot of functions I'm really looking for, like zoom. I can't really do a lot of zoom in effects. And I just recently discovered that you can add effects onto the video itself. So as many of you guys know, YouTube is pretty much all about video editing. You probably have a lot of your subscriber channels that you watch and you see a lot of good editing, right? And you're enticed by it, because I know I'm enticed by the fact that there are a lot of good YouTubers who do really good editing with their work, and frankly I enjoy that quite a bit. And hopefully when this channel monetizes, I can spend some of that money and buy some professional grade video editor for that. Obviously maybe I'll improve on the microphone as well, and I do want to get some bigger lamps or bigger lights, because one thing I really want to do is do cooking shows on a different channel that I eventually want to open up. And I do want to have better equipment and make sure that I can get nice clean views of some of those close shots, right? Close-up shots of some of those things. Of course, I already have a pretty decent camera, but maybe a year or two down the road I can upgrade to like a souped up version of a nice camera. So those are all the equipments, those are all the softwares that I use, and of course I use pretty much PowerPoint and whatever else is on the computer that comes with Microsoft for a lot of my thumbnails and whatnot. And there's a website that I go to that I use to do a lot of my intros. I use the free ones, of course, because I'm not spending any money on the other intros, but I think the ones I'm using are getting the jobs done. When this channel first started, some of the ones I used were pretty bad, because the music was so loud I couldn't actually control the volume of those. I think I'm gonna start making my own intros in the future, like just maybe take some of the summoning espers in this game and then try to like cut those and maybe make my own intro. And so that's something I'm kind of working on right now. So I really want to thank everybody. I know I generally speaking like to do little reveals about myself with each milestone that I reach. But I think I'm at the point where, since I'm doing streams and people have the opportunity to ask me questions and people have the opportunity to engage with me in terms of conversations, I don't think there's a whole lot more I need to review in terms of, you know, personal things. I think if you go back and watch some of my previous thank you videos, you can learn more about me. But for the most part, all you guys really need to know at this point is I love games, I love life, I collect a lot of things, and I enjoy sports, eating, and many other things, obviously. I am sort of cultured in the sense that I do know a lot of things about various things, but I don't really consider myself any sort of a specialist or a expert of any kind in something specific. I do love history, so I'm a humongous fan of medieval times. I'm a humongous fan of pretty much any war times. I've done a lot of my paperwork back in the days in college and high school on a lot of Chinese culture, Chinese Revolution stuff, World War II stuff, and I really enjoy like the weaponry. I love watching documentaries on those type of things, and I love crime shows. I think honestly, if I could pick another job, I would definitely want to be maybe like a detective of some kind. But one thing I don't like is horror movies, and I guess you could say if I see some dead body on the floor with, you know, that's very gory, it would be very hard to get rid of that imagery. So maybe that's something I wouldn't really get into. Even in the medical field, I've only encountered maybe 1 or 2 dead bodies in terms of being there after they pass away. So for me, it was not that shocking or like traumatizing. So either way, I'm okay with what I do now. I think I'm not really at the point in my life trying to transition to anything different in terms of career path. But I think there's potential in terms of streaming and potential in terms of YouTubing, but that's something I'm not really looking to do anytime soon per se. So I think I want to end this video and just kind of like show you some of the blooper reels that I've done. 3, 2, 1. In the coverage today, I did many things that are new to this game today. However, what the fuck? 3, 2, 1. Now, without having to make a separate video on a Spender's account, I'm just going to cover this as well. This has been in debate pretty much since the release of the new content this morning after the maintenance. So here's the thing. Some people said they used the selector and saw no Gilgamesh. Others claim they have. But honestly, I believe the people that didn't see it, because it makes more sense that way. Because it doesn't make sense to have to... Wait a second, I'll start over. Number 4. It's something I feel like always needs to be talked about. And I don't know what that is. Okay, all right. 3, 2, 1. Number 3 should be something that perhaps... Did I just blank out? Shit. When you make videos, it's kind of like you have to like get into the mode or some shit. War of the Visions. Maybe I should do an intro where I do it in Chinese for the celebration on Thursday. No? You're weak. For me, my heritage is Chinese, so I really wanted to highlight some of the things that really made me who I am today in terms of effectiveness through different cultures, popular cultures from the Chinese. Wait a second, that doesn't sound right. 3, 2, 1. Long ban dun dun dun, lo lao dun dun dun, wan lei dong dong, jing huan xiu bei yang. Alright, so I want to give a big shout out to all the folks that have been really helping this channel grow a lot. I want to give a shout out to Iron Rakashan, who actually summoned and allowed me to use this footage on my channel. I want to give a shout out to Slesho or Sleshu. He actually helped me with some of the technical things using my iPhone and using it and recording on my computer. I want to give a shout out to my guild and all my guildies who've been helping me out quite a bit in terms of moral support, emotional support, and obviously knowledge for the game as well. I want to give a shout out to my fiance, obviously, for being my center of support system. I want to give a shout out to my doggies, of course, because they're my dogs. Give a shout out to my real life friends, and give a shout out to all the supporters on this channel, and then of course to overall the World Vision community. And I also want to give a shout out to all the other content creators on YouTube, because obviously we're all part of a giant cohesive group, and our goal is really to kind of help out the community as best as possible, and perhaps some of us are just perhaps wanting to entertain them. And I want to thank you all for the continued support. Hopefully we'll get to 1,000 soon, so we can have access to some of the new tools that YouTube has allowed us to use. And until next time, take care of yourself, all your loved ones. Nashtaters and his family out. See you at the 1,000 video.